Amazing man, amazing author. Coming up on the Amanpour Hour, the power of change. People used to be afraid to walk down the streets in El Salvador's capital. Now, those who fled are flocking back to the city. Welcome back. In El Salvador, a power struggle between the president and the gangs has transformed the country. Thousands of criminals have been put in prison, and some constitutional rights, like due process, have been suspended under emergency measures. Now, the security situation is so different that people are returning, even after building new lives over decades in the United States, as CNN's David Culver saw for himself.
On the U.S. southern border, we've seen the desperation and determination of folks trying to get into the U.S., often fleeing the unimaginable.
Sometimes you go to sleep and you never know if you're gonna wake up.
Diego Morales dreamed of a better life, escaping the horrors of El Salvador's brutal civil war.
I like United States. I've been here for almost 30 years. So I can say, also this is my country.
Hey, Jairo, I'm David. Nice to meet you.
He's made Houston, Texas home, starting a business and a family here. But Diego now noticing fewer Salvadorans following his path.
Now it's safe, so people staying over there.
Less than a decade ago, El Salvador was labeled the murder capital of the world. Gangs were essentially in charge.
But in the past 3 to 4 years, this country has seen a radical transformation. Locals tell us that they finally feel safe enough to be outside,
which may explain the sharp drop in migrants from El Salvador attempting to enter the U.S. CBP data shows a 36% decrease in Salvadorans crossing the southern border from 2022 to last year, with numbers expected to fall even further this year. But the data only tells part of the story. We meet Blanca Flores and Victor Bolaños. They fled El Salvador in 2003, leaving their 3 college-age sons behind.
From all the people you worked with there.
Planning to eventually bring them to Colorado. At least that was the plan.
They were able to get their kids through schooling and everything through their work in the U.S.
But after 15 years, the couple lost their asylum claim and was forced to accept a so-called voluntary departure back to El Salvador.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, 15 years.
Returning just ahead of the country's pivotal 2019 presidential elections. A 37-year-old Nayib Bukele won, and in 2022 declared a controversial state of emergency that is still in effect, arresting more than 81,000 people and counting. He's consolidated power, tightened his grip of control, and essentially eliminated any political opposition.
Parece un padre preocupado por sus hijos.
And yet Blanca sees Bukele more like a concerned father.
¿Verdad, ma?
2 years ago, the Bukele administration introduced financial incentives for citizens looking to return to El Salvador. The government reports nearly 19,000 Salvadorans have moved back under this program.
And you think the economy will get better because security is better?
I think the immigration can stop if we have a job.
Human rights groups, though, question Bukele's tactics in cracking down on gangs, alleging widespread abuse and claiming that many innocent people have been swept up in the mass arrests. But the government stands by its actions, as does nearly everyone we meet here.
You can imagine how afraid I was that one of my sons was going to be recruited for the gang member or killed.
And you think President Bukele saved them from that?
That's right.
In some places, the millennial leader and his social media posts are seemingly revered and good for marketing, attracting locals and folks visiting.
Like, this can't be the same country. There's no way.
Is this your family too?
This is my aunt.
Jessica left as a child with her parents during the Civil War. This is her first time back.
And now I'm like kind of sad that I've lost so many years and not have seen my family for like 30-something years.
Investors also seeing the potential here. We meet up with one of them, a familiar face.
Diego, how are you? What a place you have.
Diego Morales in town with his family, checking in on his boutique hotel, which opened a year ago on the land his parents once worked, but could never afford to buy. Now, he is the owner.
They're here, they can stay here alone. Everything is safe,
While some locals make it clear their land is not for sale, the surging prices along the coast are too good for others to pass up.
This used to be gang lookout, basically. They would have scouts who would keep their eyes.
Yeah, they
on
call
people.
it post, having people over here, over there,
But now it's potentially the site of luxury and relaxation.
Yep, it's totally different now.
During a period of time, the noise that we would hear would be, say, gunfire.
Gunfire.
But now it's construction noise.
New roads, luxury homes and resorts, all coming soon. Diego's not the only one in his family who sees the possibilities here.
And you could see building a future here.
Exactly.
His son, Jairo, born and raised in the U.S., an American now looking south for his Salvadoran dream.
David Culver reporting around El Salvador. And